Hi, Listen, I'm Karen Williams, and I'm one of the Additional Learning Needs Coordinator Specialist Lecturers at College Cambria. I'm joined today by Marianne, who shall introduce herself. So this afternoon, we're going to give you a brief introduction about the support that we offer anyone who has or thinks they might have an additional learning need. And this will include what at any type of exam allowances that you might think that you need. We'll discuss that, any study steel support that you might need, and any tutorial options, and also how to contact us. So over to Marianne.
Hi everybody, my name's Marianne Evans. I'm one of the Additional Learning Needs Support Coordinators that work within the inclusion team. So I'll be talking to you today about how we support learners with specific learning difficulties and physical disabilities, and the support that's available to you on the ILS programme. So now we're just going to show you a short video about the college.
We are Cambria. We were rated excellent by Estin inspectors. We inspire success. We provide learners with work experience, which enables them to have the very best employment opportunities. We are the highest performing college in Wales. We lead the way with our world-class facilities. We partner with top universities to bring degrees to your doorstep. We have raised over £500,000 for charity since 2013. We impact positively on the wider communities we serve. We change thousands of lives every year. We can change yours. Your success starts here.
Hi, I hope that was useful. So when you apply for your course, you will probably have received a sort of questionnaire about whether you've got additional learning needs at all, and hopefully you've ticked the box. And if you've not applied yet, that's what will happen. You might have had a previous diagnosis, or you might just have had some extra support, whether that was in primary or even secondary high school. You might have even been told that you've got a specific learning difficulty, such as dyslexia, ADHD, autism. It doesn't really matter. If you think that you need support, if you just let us know when you apply, that means that we can contact you before you start. And then we can have that discussion, possibly later on towards in August now, that we will contact you and via your email, especially if you give that email address for home. We can contact you via home email address or phone you if you need be, and we can discuss what kind of support that you'd like. So what sort of support do we do? Well, we have all sorts of support that's out there, but firstly what we would do as specialist lecturers, we would sort of invite you in and say, hi, come and have a chat, have an initial assessment, and we'll just talk about what strengths and challenges that you find you have when you're learning. Once we've done that, we might do a screening. The screening gives us an idea of those strengths and challenges in a little bit more detail. And from there, what we'd do is say, right, okay, why don't you do this, have this bit of support? And that might be some support with one of our team who might do some work with learning more about paragraphs, or it might be something quite specific that's needed in terms of a physical disability that you might have, and we would work with someone like Marianne to actually hopefully get that all sorted for you. We've got a number of bespoke support setups. The latest one is Sensibility, and it's that project that is going to work with anyone who's got a sensory need. So that might be perhaps a hearing need or of eyesight. The Engage project has been running for over a year now, and that's a really good project working with anyone with a communication difficulty. So perhaps someone with autism might find it difficult to just be on the go all the time and just want time out. So the Engage project provides a quiet space at the moment, it's predominantly in Deeside and in Yale, but I know that we're looking to extend that through our new ASD worker, Josh. So those two projects are exciting. They're being received really well by students. and obviously by staff as well. So it just gives us that extra bit of support where it's needed. So once we've done that initial assessment, we've met you, said hi, and we've perhaps put some support in, and it might be weekly, it might be just a one-off support. It could be something simple as downloading an app called Read Write that helps you read text from Chromebooks. It's fantastic. If you've not used it before, it's really great. If you need ongoing support, that might mean that we would want to assess you perhaps for exam access arrangements. Now, this has been a funny year that we've had. You've possibly not used those exam access arrangements this year, but maybe last year for your mocks, or if you took some of your exams early, you may have been allocated extra time to do your exams or a small room, that sort of thing. And we do exactly the same as schools do. We provide that support. Sometimes the support can be transferred from school, but very often we may end up actually having to reassess you again. It's very quick and easy, no worries whatsoever. And also the support may have changed as to what you actually need for your new course. So it's worth discussing that. So study skills, well, at the moment, it's just such a wide variety of support that we can offer. As I say, anything from paragraphs through to level 3 work, working out how to lay out an assignment, and also numeracy work. So we would work with your tutors and we'd work with you, and that might be a piece of work that carries on for a number of weeks and then perhaps revisited later in the term. And lastly, one of the other things that we do quite a bit of is to work with agencies within the college, so such as TRAC, student services, to help support you with any perhaps emotional input that might be needed. But equally, we might do referrals through to agencies such as CAMS. It's all done obviously with your consent and with you wanting that to happen. Okay. So really, that's a brief outline of what we do. Marianne will fill in some of the gaps, and if you've got questions, please fire away. So Marianne, over to you.
Oh, thank you. So the team I work within supports the more complex learning difficulties and physical disabilities. That's to ensure that all learners have the opportunity to fulfil their potential. So you probably see one of me when you do your transition at school. So we'll probably meet you at your review. We'd be invited there to talk to you about the college courses and to discuss, like Karen said, any additional help or specific equipment that you might need whilst you're at college. So if you were applying for, in particular, an ILS course, we'd invite you to come and have a look around the campus, and then we'd invite you to come and have a taster day. So this would be a day where you'd have the opportunity to meet tutors and the learning support staff. If you were still interested in the course, we'd then invite you back during the summer to a summer academy, and this is a 2-day programme where you would meet other learners that are enrolled on your course, and you'd also take part in a few activities as part of your group. Before you start a course with us, if you were to tell us that you had any additional needs, we'd write you an additional needs learning plan. So this is a plan that we'd write with you, and this is to make sure that you can achieve your goals and you can best tell us how we can help you with your learning and how best you want us to go about it. So as Karen already mentioned, we also make sure that we have all the medical information and the personal care plan is up to date, and we share that with all the appropriate people across the college just to make sure that all your needs are met that when you come to college. So hopefully we've outlined some of what we do. So now we're just going to open it up to you, see if you've got any questions for either of us. Just wait and see if anything comes through. So we've got a question here from Danny. Will you invite people in for screening even with the COVID restrictions?
Right, Danny, thanks for that question. The answer to that is we've had lots of discussions, as you can imagine, as to how we're actually going to do this. There's not a given way. We know that instructions, if you like, are changing day by day from Welsh Government and from other agencies. But essentially, yes, is the answer. How we actually do it, we've not fully decided. We're hoping that everything's going to be a lot easier, but come sort of beginning in September, and that we'll be able to meet you in person and do the screening sort of one-to-one as per normal. However, if that's not possible for you because you're not in college for whatever reason, we are using an awful lot of this sort of technology where you'll be able to see us and we'll be able to ask those questions whether you're at home. It's a new way of working. We've adopted it. And it's working really well.
Yeah. Thanks, Karen. Got another question from Owen. So would you be able to support me in getting a diagnostic assessment for dyslexia? That's one for you again, Karen.
It is, that's fine. We do this sort of what happens is that if you are on anything up to a degree course, what we would certainly be doing is we'd answer difficulties and challenges that you have. We would start with an initial assessment, then we'd probably do a bit more of in-depth screening of checking out, and that takes about an hour and a half. And from there, we would decide with you what's the best way forward. Now, to actually get a diagnostic assessment, yes, absolutely, there's people who are qualified to do that within the college, but unfortunately, it does cost quite a bit of money, whether you're inside or outside of college, it tends to. So you actually don't need that formal diagnostic assessment to get support. Now, that's a really important thing. You will get some with just having met us and had that sort of screening. You don't need the piece of paper with the formal diagnostic assessment because that takes quite a lot of time to actually do. So if there's any further questions from that, please come back to me, but that's roughly how it works. Actually, just a thought, if you are applying for a degree course, because obviously I don't know from this question, what we could look at is possibly getting a formal diagnostic assessment ready for DSA, Disability Student Assessment Allowance. I knew that. Okay, so that it might be slightly different if you're going into HE. So Danny says, our course is free for 20-year-olds with learning needs. My mum is a single parent and only works 20 hours a week. That's a question, I think, for student services. I'm not 100% on that. I've always said, if I don't know the answer, I will try and 14 to 19 is the main route through. But if you contact student services, they will answer that directly.
Yeah. Just wonder if you've got any more questions coming through. Shall we answer the questions that we've been asked already?
Yeah, that would be great. So most of them I think you've answered. One of the questions that I've been asked is about extra time for exams. So someone's obviously had extra time and they think that they should be eligible. Come and see us, whether it's online like this or in person, and we would do that initial assessment, the screening, and then if it's needed, we may have had some information from the school, and as I say, that can transfer through and we can use it. And it might mean if it's only eligible for about 26 months, that we have to redo the testing, and they tend to take just a few minutes. Honestly, it's really quick and easy, and then we would write it up as a form and put it forward to the exam board and request again. So Alex, how can I access support if I think I need it? Do you want to do it from your perspective first, Marianne?
Yeah, sure. So if you feel like you need any support with any aspect of your learning, if you would tell us on application, or if you've made an application, we can talk to you about it, when you're at college. And there's lots of different support that you can access, and we can help you do that. So within ILS is learning support assistants, and they will help you access support. They're also available across all sites within the college. We also have people like Karen, who are our specialist English tutors, and they will help you access all millions amounts of support that's available at the college, and would always signpost you to the best available support for you. Don't know if there's anything else you want to add, Karen?
No, even in mainstream classes, for level 1, we often have support in the classroom. So like a teacher there to help people. If you talk to your progress coach, if you have, because they are another layer within the college to help support you, whilst they don't have additional learning needs, they certainly know how to refer to us. So if you had any worries, you could speak to them. So each class has a progress coach as well. And what also happens is in the autumn, we will come round, hopefully, fingers crossed, we will come round all the classes and introduce ourselves. Able to be happening. Then what we've done is done some short video clips introducing ourselves, saying where we found. So for the moment, so of the library, and the same in Yale, in fact, but we're going to make sure we work hard to make sure that everyone knows how to find us and how to access us. And your tutors are very good. They'll also know, oh, well, look, if you've got a difficulty, go and speak to, and they'll set it up and they'll just email us. So it's as simple as that. It really is. It's very quick and easy. So I think one of the other questions was about the extra support to improve. One of the new initiatives we've got, 2 people from our team who are going to be looking at some of those nice, the basic skills side of things as well. So bespoke, but a bit more general, looking at how you can use computers to just make life easier for yourself. So like that read write app I was talking about before. And I know that schools aren't necessarily switched into this, so some of this is going to be new to you if you're straight from school, but it really works. It's great. We're also going to be just doing small workshops, looking at numeracy as well. So I'm just trying to think, is there anything else? Extra time. How will you be supported? You'll be supported in class, but also by us outside. So there's two ways you can be supported depending on what course you're doing. And also what you want. It's very much about listening to what you want and what will help you.
Brilliant. Thanks, Karen. I don't think we've got any more questions coming in, so I think we can end it there. So if you do have any further questions, you can contact Student Services. They're always really helpful, and they will direct any kind of emails or questions onto us. Okay, so thanks very much for your time. Take care.
Bye-bye.